Good day, fellow geeks, and welcome to the Geeks of Azeroth 3-year anniversary 2-part special event. That's right, we are Blizzard's #1 rated by us podcast, and we're going to you live right now. It's time for Geeks of Azeroth. By geeks.
About geeks.
For geeks.
Welcome to Geeks of Azeroth!
Hello! Welcome to the show, and for 3 years I have said that to you every single day. Every single Sunday. My name is Tarley, and welcome to Geeks of Azeroth's 3-year anniversary special. We're doing it for 3 years. It's hard to believe it. 3 years we have been doing the show, and it's all gone by so fast. And we were initially planning on doing this just the one Sunday, like we talked about last week. Big event, giveaways, and that's still happening. But we did not expect the amount of news that came out this week to drop like it did. And so we figured there's no way we're going to tie this all into one episode. So today is a traditional episode. You're going to get news of the week. Maybe even some Blizzard 20 questions in there. And tomorrow, we're doing some games. We're doing some giveaways. $60 worth of Blizzard credit will be going out to one very lucky listener of the podcast. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, it's time to jump into the show. So we'll talk about how everybody's doing. Britzza, how's your week?
It's crazy to think that we're actually doing proper giveaways. Yeah, I guess I can only utter the phrase Legion is life. Because it seems to be the case at the moment. I continue my ever-daunting quest to grind through the most mediocre of content towards flying. And I don't mean mediocre in the sense of the content's not good, as in I'm surprised I'm still doing this and other people are probably all whizzing about. So, yeah, more Legion stuff, more... I managed to get into the first wing of 2. I say managed, I clicked join LFR and it instantly popped up because I was queued as healer, so it's not really an achievement. But I got to see the first wing at least, which I have to admit, you see it through rose-tinted glasses when you're in LFR because there's no rhyme, no reason. No one's sticking around to see the story or anything like that, so It's kind of a whistle-stop tour. But I liked what I saw, and it's really exciting to think that, you know, this is going to continue, although it does feel really odd that the final wing won't be coming out to, I think, the 8th of August. So a long way away for those who aren't actually doing traditional raiding in inverted commas. But anyways, I'm sidetracking. So mostly Legion is the answer, and having a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a bit more of my druid later today, and just really enjoying alternating between the two, really.
Gary, as you drink that Dr. Pepper, how's your week been? Probably the same as mine.
Yeah, so I haven't been working lately.
Me neither. What a coincidence.
And my wife has been, and I'm kind of a cripple. Just half cripple, so kinda. And so I haven't even really had kids. Like, when my wife leaves for work, she takes the kids over to, babysitters still. So I've been sitting here and, painkiller stupor, playing WoW. A lot of WoW. I've started actually making gold with something other than WoW tokens, which feels pretty good. And I now have 3 class mounts. Yes, 3 class mounts.
I knew this was
Gary
coming.
is a tryhard.
How many more legendaries have you got?
The legendaries are just spilling out now all over the place. I'm up to I think I'm up to 12, 13.
Yeah, I think
across all my tunes.
Oh, I'd have to do some math. I think I'm at 16 though. I think I'm at 16 now.
How many are you at?
I'm still at my 2. And it's really frustrating because I dropped the the emissary quests when they just didn't seem relevant to me anymore. And then ever since I realised that I actually need to upgrade these bad boys, I started doing the stuff for the essences and started doing emissary quests again to get some more essences through those, and I still haven't got legendary. So obviously Blizzard turned my Switch off when I got 2 and thought Britzza's had too many, and they forgot to turn it on again. So I might never see another one.
Well, they're going to have to turn off my alt Switch as well, because I'm quickly catching up to Gary this week. I finished my Druid last weekend, and I finished my Mage earlier in the week, and I just finished my Prot Paladin yesterday, and I have started my Fury Warrior today. Once I'm done with my Fury Warrior, I will have but 3 classes left to level to 110.
Ooh. Are they still taking about 8 hours to smash them?
Less than that. I did the Prot Paladin was probably the fastest one yet. I did that only 2 zones. Took me only 2 zones worth of playing, and multiple invasions, because I wasn't playing it consistently. I'd hop into the Paladin every time I saw an invasion, getting a level per invasion. So I would say probably about 6 hours for the Prot Paladin.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think Gary and I were in one continuous Discord talk from the time I started it to the time I hit 110.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were.
Yeah, it was a pretty passive experience. Gary and I have also actually been dipping into Heroes of the Storm a bit. I've been getting my toes wet again, just kind of really experiencing all the new changes to Heroes 2.0 that I didn't really notice when they actually happened. Because it may all be because the new Tracer bikini skin came out and I really wanted it, and I don't even play the game, but I had to get it anyway. And now I'm playing Heroes again. So
Tracer butt draws everyone back.
It does. If that's what it takes, I mean, put her in World of Warcraft too. Get plenty of players.
Isn't that such a thing? Like, there was the whole Tracer butt situation months ago, and everyone forgot about it, and now Blizzard realized, you know what, let's put her in a bikini. Yeah, why not? Why not, Blizzard?
Well, really, they all came back for Stitches. He's in a thong, so, I mean...
Nice.
Yeah.
Giggity, giggity, goo!
Alright, well, without further ado, it's time to jump into news of the week, and boy, do we have plenty of news this week.
Hey, we recording? Yeah? Okay.
News of the week.
That's right, it's time for News of the Week. And we're going to save the biggest news, actually, for the discussion, because there's so much to talk about with that news. So stay tuned for that. You know what it is, but we'll get to that.
You probably don't know what it is. You might know what it is. How big of a nerd are you, listener?
You've probably heard about it. You probably don't know the details, and that's why we're here. So in other Blizzard news, other than World of Warcraft, the Necromancer released on this past Tuesday. Gary and I, we started fresh, and we were at level 63, 64 since we last played. That's
yeah, I think so.
Pretty close to 70 when we can start doing the real game. But my first impression of the Necromancer is it's a fantastic class. I mean, Gary and I have been able to completely play 2 totally different styles while leveling these characters up. Like, I'm like a minion master, and Gary's like a blood DK. A totally different playstyle, and we can't die. It's amazingly fun. It's a great addition to Diablo. Totally.
And you get to make corpses explode.
Yeah, we get to
Corpse
make
explosion
explode.
Best ability.
No, well, I like when I get to raise all those corpses to fight for me.
Oh, or Army of the Dead. In terms of animation, Army of the Dead is king.
Army of the Dead literally summons 1,000 skeletons on screen. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. 1,000 skeletons swarm your target, and it is just... The first time I did it, it scared the living hell out of Gary. He didn't know what was going on. I barely even knew what was going on, and I hit the button.
I freaked out. I thought it was like something new that Diablo added, and I was going to have to kill something crazy in just a second, and then everything just died, and I'm like, what is this?
Is it the Necromancer we deserve?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take anything away from the existing... what's the voodoo dude?
Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor, yeah. It doesn't take anything away from that playstyle at all. It's its own thing. I mean, and I still think it does the Diablo 2 one justice. as well. Oh, what do you think, Britzza? I mean, have you seen it? Have you looked into it?
Well, as you know, I don't like to download Diablo content till it's at least been out for 3 years. So I haven't touched it yet. I do want to, but I'm looking at everything. And I guess when I was hearing other podcasters talk about the Steam sale and everything, it made me realise that I buy a lot of games that I just don't play, and I still haven't finished Reaper of Souls, so I'm just not going to get the Necromancer until I've actually got a mindset of I'm going to play some Diablo, and I'm going to play it over several.
Well, what a way to play Diablo! Just start over, make a new Necromancer, Necromancer, and play through the whole campaign that way.
I guess I could. You're trying to sell me things.
I am. Hey, I didn't even pay money for that thing. I bought it with WoW Gold, so I mean it's not that much.
That's 100K. True. That's true. I should just spend that. But no, I will. I'm excited to, because I think like a lot of people, there's probably a fair few people who still haven't got into Diablo 3, who did play Diablo 2. So presumably those people are going to hear about the Necromancer and think, well, maybe this is a good way to try that game and see what it's like, because it's dirt cheap at the moment. I mean, getting the whole Diablo lot is next to nothing compared to what it was. So you could see some entirely new players come along because of this and all the hype that it's getting on media at the moment.
Anything else on Diablo?
Treasure Goblin?
Treasure Goblins, yes.
I want us to do that Pokemon Go app that we talked about.
Oh, right, yeah. an app basically allowing you, to chase treasure goblins all over your hometown. Mm-hmm. That would be a fun style app for sure. No, but really the next confirmed bit of Diablo content is you actually get to play the treasure goblin class, and all you do is invade other people's games and try to run away from them without dropping any loot. That's a joke, but doesn't that sound fun?
It sounded plausible, which is why I stopped for a minute. It could and when we start getting into the discussion, you'll see that there's more crossovers to Diablo happening anyway, so you can't rule that out just yet. It could happen one day.
It could. Absolutely. All right. Moving on to our next bit of non-WoW related news. And this is actually pretty exciting news. The newest hero for Heroes of the Storm has been confirmed. A lot of people have been suspecting this character for quite some time, especially since he was released in Starcraft 2 as a co-op commander. Stukov. What's his first name?
Alexei
Stukov is confirmed as the next hero, and to my surprise, he's a healer. Or a support.
He's a support.
He's absolutely a support. His abilities are just totally... they're interesting, to say the least. I call him the reverse Unholy Death Knight, because he spreads hots to his teammates like the plague, and he does dots to enemies. And his ultimate, where he punches someone across the map, is fantastic.
Yes.
The way his one ult works, basically, he extends his arm and he'll punch a target, and it does not stop extending until it hits a wall of some sort. So theoretically, you could literally punch someone all the way down the lane until it hits their nexus or their wall or some sort. I mean, that's amazing.
That could be disgusting.
Well, think about that on like Towers of Doom, for example, and you face them around the other way and you just punch them into your base and insta-kill them.
There's a lot of repositioning talents that are appearing in heroes. So we've got heroes that can reposition behind heroes. We've got new heroes that can pull heroes in. And now we've got a hero that can actually shove heroes all the way back. So it seems that Blizzard's really thinking about how positioning plays. I know that sounds like a really obvious thing to say, but their positioning is becoming more key in so much that you can negate 2 or 3 heroes just by shoving them all over the map, which is something I don't think we've seen a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that kind of mechanic in any other MOBA. So, like, Blizzard, like, you're seeing this more and more with every hero they introduce is just really actual, like, different style mechanics to the heroes that, like, a lot of the basic heroes that came with the game and that were coming out within the first year, they were, a lot of them based on League of Legends heroes or Dota 2 heroes. But all these new heroes, they're just so unique in the mechanics that they're adding to them, and this is just another example of that.
I'm really curious if Blizzard's correct about what he's going to end up being, because they list him as a solo support, which he doesn't feel like a solo support to me. But by all means, like, his healing pathogen feels pretty dang good, because it's got a decent amount of sustained healing on top of being able to burst the pustules for, burst healing. Feels odd to say. But he also looks like he can do quite a bit of damage at the same time, so I don't know. I'm excited. He's a support that I'm definitely going to have to pick up. I feel like me and Tarley are going to be competing over who gets to play Stukov first.
Yep. Britzza, are you going to play him? Are you interested? Is that a role that you would take up?
I think so. I agree with Gary that it doesn't seem... I'm looking at these talents and I'm not thinking I would solo him, because I just don't think... He doesn't scream like a solo... Yeah. No, I just have to agree with Gary.
Solo support, does he?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to see what they mean, and I can see perhaps how you can interpret some of these talents and how perhaps he can look after himself.
Which support actually runs onto the map yelling, "Solo support! Solo support!" Nobody screams solo support. It doesn't happen. No one does it.
True, but I think some characters fit the role a little bit better. But saying that, I haven't really seen him play.
I was just taking what you were saying very literally. Yeah.
I might do that in all of my games now. Just scream solo support. You'll see it at the BlizzCon finals. I guarantee it.
I'm just going to be standing there at BlizzCon, just solo support. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Stukov, no release date yet, but I would expect it to be relatively soon. I love his skin, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw his skin, but his skin looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, the zombie pirate.
Yep, zombie pirate.
Or
it does look really good.
I guess
pirate zombie.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got a Kraken arm. That's fantastic.
Alright, moving on to this last bit of news that is not WoW related. Starcraft Remastered is finally available for pre-order. So it says on the website officially on or before August 30th, though I saw on another reference August 15th as a specific launch date.
Okay.
Either way, it's coming in August. Pretty certain it'll be out in August. You can pre-order now, and you get skins for the bases for your main building in your base in StarCraft Remastered. Well, that's pretty neat. Gary made the mistake of pre-ordering immediately, thinking that they were reskins for his bases in StarCraft 2. Alas, he was wrong.
I made a mistake. I still regret nothing.
No, you shouldn't.
Good.
You shouldn't.
Good. And it's only $15, which is actually cheaper. Right? Is that right, or is it $20?
It's $15, I think.
Yeah, $15.
$15.
That is cheaper.
$14.99.
Yeah. Cheaper than I thought it would be, for sure. I thought it would be around $30, so half the cost. What I predicted.
There's so much that Blizzard's releasing, yet the thing that's hitting in my mind is that, are they making as much money off this stuff as they think they should be? Because I imagine that a lot of people are going to use WoW gold to buy this stuff.
No, but think about the amount of people who
don't
purchase WoW tokens.
Actually, they make more money if people use WoW Gold, because the only way you can use WoW Gold is if someone bought a token for $20.
Mm-hmm.
So
the WoW token, and the WoW tokens only give you $15 worth of credit.
So they're making $5.
Insta profit.
Yeah. Ignore me. I just had a sort of economics breakdown. Yeah, it looks good. Why can't these skins be why can't they release them for StarCraft 2?
I don't know. I'm very disappointed in it, though.
Well, because pre-ordering, I don't know, that
Lily?
I don't know.
Tarley? Whatever your name is today? No. It should be part of StarCraft 2.
No, because StarCraft 2 is clearly a dead game.
I'm gonna murder you.
It's all about StarCraft 1 now.
It really is. And about Blizzard losing money, I don't think they're losing money. I don't think it actually takes a whole lot of development time to remaster a game like StarCraft Brood War. I mean, it obviously takes development time, but it doesn't...
So, I don't know if this has dawned on anyone or not, but we just covered an article a couple months ago, right, about how they had lost the source code for StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Which means in order to make StarCraft Remastered, they had to start from square one and completely restart.
No.
To make
They
it.
got it back.
Yeah,
Not in time
but they
to
got
do
it
this,
back
though.
just a couple months ago.
Hmm.
And
Okay,
StarCraft Remastered was well in the works by then.
that's fair.
That's
All
a
right.
good point. It's a good point.
I still don't think they had an entire team working on it. I still think or a massive team.
No.
Well, they could have just moved all of StarCraft 2's team to it because StarCraft 2 is a dead game, but...
What happens when StarCraft 2 becomes a dead game, Tarley? Will you be happy then?
What do you mean? It is a dead
Okay. Moving on
In
to
reality, I'd be very sad about that.
You
'cause
should
I
be.
do love StarCraft. I do.
the tears of
I do have
failed
a fondness
esports
of
players.
StarCraft. I have a Zerg tattoo. I mean, I am a big fan of StarCraft too. I just love how easily triggered Gary is on this subject. So,
But
I am very easily triggered on the subject.
okay, let's ask the obvious question: Diablo remaster, StarCraft remaster. When's Warcraft remaster coming?
So here's the thing. So I didn't put this in the notes, but this was something to follow up on something we talked about a few weeks ago. So there was the job posting that talked about. It was specifically looking for a game director to bring back what made to realize what StarCraft, Diablo, and Warcraft 3, or what was great about those franchises was in the job listing. And then it was changed or edited and added, we are bringing our old franchises to a new light or something like that, like into a new day. Like just clearly says that. So that almost 100% confirms that they are remastering either Diablo 2 or Warcraft 3 or 2 or 1.
It's got to be Warcraft 3. It doesn't
Or
make sense.
maybe it's Rock and Roll Racing for all I know, but
You know, honestly, I would like to see 1 as well as 2 come back. I really enjoyed those games, probably irrational amounts, but I'd like to play through them again.
But yeah, they should all
I
come
would
back.
too. But
yeah.
I see Warcraft 3 being the most likely to be the one remastered because it was probably the most played, the one that has the biggest fan following. But I agree. I never played a whole lot of Warcraft 1. I did play 2, but it would be good to actually see. I don't know if those games are so old though. Like if they would age well. I mean, they'd have to be really remastered. Warcraft 1
Warcraft
and 2.
3.
You know, honestly,
But Warcraft 3
how-
would be easily.
how I would do it if I was Blizzard, I would remaster all 3 and then sell them as a bundle.
$60.
$60. Sell
I
the
would pay
entire
$60
bundle.
for Warcraft 1, 2, 3 remaster.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I want to see a Warcraft 3 remaster more than the others, mainly because I've seen what some fans have done, like their own remaster, like very short clips, and they look incredible. And I'm just thinking, well, if Blizzard could do this, I would play Warcraft 3 probably more than any other Blizzard game for a while if that got brought out. But yeah, I totally agree. Bring them out as a bundle, go for it. They're all going to come out, I think, eventually. It's just a question of are they moving through them each franchise one by one and then revisiting the older games, or are they going to not say touch Warcraft 3? Because Warcraft is there.
My big hope with this is that I hope this isn't the big secret project that all the developers are moving to. I mean, that would kind of be disappointing if they're taking all these lead developers from Warcraft and Starcraft and not Overwatch, Heroes, and putting them on remaster projects.
It wouldn't make sense to do that.
No.
Like,
I don't think it would either.
When you have such resources, you don't take them to remake the same game that's already been made. Like,
Right.
You need leadership on that team, yeah, sure, but you don't need, all the leadership in the company on that one team. Yeah. Like, it's...
And I can't see, bouncing off that, I can't see people like Brian Holinka and Tom Chilton taking a step down from the roles that they had to manage
to work on Warcraft 3 remastered.
Yeah, that'd be a huge step down for them. So I think they wouldn't take it in the first place.
You're probably right.
But what are they?
We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I mean, BlizzCon could be a good time to talk about it. We'll find out.
Maybe you'll get your skins then, Gary.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But that about covers it for the weak sauce of the news that came out this week, because what we're about to dump on you right now is so good. That was my best PewDiePie impression. We're going to jump right into it. It's time for discussion of the week.
What's a Drenna anyhow? Can I drink it?
Discussion of the week.
That's right, it's time for discussion of the week. And we're tying discussion of the week in with news of the week, because this is so huge. There's so much to talk about it. So let's get right to it. Patch 7.3. And boys, did I not call it last week that we were going to hear about it soon?
Yeah.
Patch 7.3 is officially... We're so good at this, guys. 3 years, we are so good at predicting stuff at this point. Patch 7.3 is officially on the PTR, and my god, if this is not the biggest patch I have ever seen added to the World of Warcraft, I don't know what is. I mean, Blizzard was advertising patch 7.2 as the biggest patch the game has ever seen. What are they going to call this? A new expansion?
They'll put a price tag on it and sell it that way.
Oh no, never mind. Blizzard, stop listening to us. Don't listen to this part of the episode. No, it is Argus. We are officially going to Argus. I guess I would say from this point on, if you don't want spoilers, we're going to be talking about a lot of lore implications here, what's actually happening. So if you want to save that for when you're actually there, we'll see you in tomorrow's part of the episode. Talking about it now. So, Argus. It is huge. It is a 3-zoned area. What's so cool about this is you can see the screenshots when you zone into the instant or the area. You have this beautiful vista, of Azeroth just in the background. I'm trying to pull up the image here, just so I can just to show the beauty for people who haven't seen it yet. The Britzza. What have you seen this image? I
have. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's kind of like what you would expect. You know that image, that iconic image of looking back at Earth from the moon. It's something like that, and I think, in a sense, and I know this is going to sound a bit artsy fartsy, but it is so cool to actually see the world of Warcraft as a world, to see Azeroth as an actual world, and to sit there and go, "That's actually Azeroth." Like, from a distance, if that makes sense. To actually sit back and actually look back at it. That's what I'm getting, at least. This idea that that's what we're saving. That's what this game's been about for the last 12 years, 13 years.
And we have the image up on screen for people who are watching the stream of the YouTube video. I don't know. I was almost just blown away when I saw this image. I'm like, this is the skybox? This is what we get to see when we're playing through this whole part of the expansion? I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. And you look at videos of it, and it's moving. The clouds move. It rotates. It's not going to be a static Azeroth either. It is the
it rotates.
Yeah. Very slowly.
Oh, but spoilers to come.
Through
how far it rotates?
Day and night cycles. Well, it supposedly goes through the whole planet. It's hard to tell, but it does have the full day and night cycle on Azeroth. It'll be rotating. It'll show all the kingdoms.
Surely not. No, that would be too much. Wouldn't it?
It does.
So we'd get a confirmation of whether there's actually another continent or not.
Unless it's covered by clouds. But,
okay.
And not our overpowered rogue on our A team. Sorry, Clouds, we're not talking about you.
Okay, that's interesting in itself.
So what we're looking through, what we're discussing here on the podcast, we actually have the full data mine notes, which you can find on MMO Champion, and we'll have the links for you in the description. But if we scroll down here far enough, or I can't remember where I saw it, but it was an actual, just like a map, like the actual map that's on that planet that rotates around, and it is just a very high-resed image of Azeroth, and it only shows the continents that we know now. So,
Okay, well, that's fair enough. If Naga is the next expansion, then it doesn't really matter anyway, so we're fine. We can live without any more continents on Azeroth.
Right, but enough about skyboxes. There's so much more to talk about here. First off, the new raid, which the acronym for this raid is just going to be ridiculous. I don't know what people are going to call this raid in trade chat, but Antorus, the Burning Throne, will be the raid. It'll probably come out in 7.3.5, just like Tomb of Sargeras. But yes, this raid is going to be a raid on the planet itself. Argus is listed as the final boss. So that is assuming that the world soul that Sargeras tried to kill when he split the planet in half is still alive. But other things about this fight, Agramar, who is the Titan that Sargeras betrayed, that Sargeras killed when Agramar tried to stop him from starting the Burning Crusade. Agramar is a boss in this raid. How are we going to fight a Titan? I don't necessarily understand this, but this is really interesting.
One of our guildies actually brought up an interesting point. We may be just fighting physical manifestations of these, because all of these, Titan figures that we're planning on going after in this raid, with the exclusion of Argus, are directly
their
linked.
Their bodies were destroyed.
Well, and they're directly linked to the artifacts that we've been placing in the tomb. Elune being the only one that doesn't appear, but we've got Khaz'goroth, his hammer,
the Aegis of Agramar,
Elune. What's the last two?
I don't remember all their names.
At any rate,
but
the other pillars, they're all there.
Yeah.
Except Elune.
The running theory is, like, how this is going to progress is once we defeat the planet, or we probably, I'm not assuming we kill the planet or kill the world soul, but we get rid of the corruption from the world soul. My prediction on how this proceeds is we are going to become empowered, or our artifacts are going to become empowered, and we are going to then be able to proceed into one final raid instance in this expansion, and it'll be a Hellion type instance, one boss, where we will kill Sargeras. That is, I'm just throwing that out there, tinfoil hat. What do you guys think of that theory?
I think the portal takes us back to Ruby Sanctum.
Grommy Sanctum.
Yeah, how bombastic do you think we could get with this? Because we're talking about attacking Titans, which is a huge thing in itself. There's only one character, I believe, in all of WoW lore, Britzza, who's actually been able to hurt a Titan. And not even hurt it, chip away at his armor. And that was a legendary feat. So the idea that we're going to get together with 20 of our mates and completely slap one to the ground is almost unbelievable. So I'm kind of leaning towards what you said, Gary, that there must be physical avatars that we're beating up, or something that we're killing rather than them. But to kill a planet, I don't know what does it take to kill. We'd find out a little bit as to what it would take to kill Azeroth. Dead already. Well, yeah, exactly. But in a sense, will Azeroth play a role in this itself? Oh, you never know. So,
that is, yeah.
I mean we could get right there.
I mean, let's be careful, because if we're talking Azeroth getting involved in stopping Argus, then we've basically taken the plot of Final Fantasy VII and turned it into WoW. So I don't think they'll go there necessarily, but this is huge. I guess they're setting the stakes so high that anything's potentially possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when all these notes came out, I mean, I think I was just messaging Gary for a solid hour after I'd already played. Like, I was going to go to sleep, and then I was reading all these patch notes, and I'm just like, what is that, Gary? What, Gary? Look at this, Gary. Look, this.
Yeah.
What is it
just
saying?
So crazy. What does this mean? So there's a lot of lore implications that nobody really knows what's going on yet, just within the raid alone. Let alone the 3 zones. Yeah, I said it at the beginning. I'll say it again. 3 zones. Just the first zone alone is the size of the Broken Shore. So this is good. We got 3 zones. Some people were complaining that it's a dark and fell green and everything's dead. It's a dead planet, people. Did you expect there to be lush forests, flowing rivers on a planet that Sargeras split in half? No. Calm down. But we haven't even seen the other 2 zones yet. They may be better looking than the current one. I currently don't mind it. It's kind of what I expected it to be, a broken planet. And that skybox, I mean, just look at the sky if you don't want to look at the dark, desolate ground. The skybox is nice enough. But have you guys ever seen a content patch that brings this much just landmass that isn't an expansion? Has there been anything like it? I mean, the Molten Front was decently big in the Firelands patch, but not this big.
I don't think we've gotten more than essentially an island before. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the biggest area I can recall. So yeah, this could be a change. That being said, we won't have flying here, which is a bit of a bummer.
You'll be able to, because we're gonna get here through our own little spaceship. Which is really cool. So a spaceship will be our central hub where we'll be able to talk to all the people. Trellian and Illyria are back, by the way. They're on the spaceship.
I wonder if there's going to be unique dialogue for hunters that are using the Windrunner bow.
I would imagine so. But on the spaceship, you'll have there'll be flight paths all over the new locations, but you don't actually have to fly to them. You teleport directly to them. So that'll actually make traveling across this place a lot simpler than traveling in new locations has been before.
I'm just imagining, like, you go up to Illyria with the Windrunner bow, and she just, like, snatches it and goes, "Mine."
What are you doing with it?
Give that back.
I got this from LFR. Take it. Hands a stick with a string on it.
A bit of a side note, and I appreciate these are the complete data mined changes, so we're not necessarily sure how extreme some of these are, but it says that there's new stuff coming to Azimistyle and Alcatraz. So I just wonder, which Tempest Keep, I just wonder, is that a case of that there's new content coming to these, or does that mean that there's just a minor change to a character model somewhere or something like that?
Well, those have ethereals in them, right?
They do, yes.
Yep, the ethereal model is being completely updated.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
To something that looks really cool, by the way. Again, you can check it out in the link that we will provide in the description. But, yeah, I would imagine that they're going to go through and just redo anywhere where there's an ethereal. They'll probably change them out for the new one.
Well,
new race confirmed.
With the Exodar, we're getting a Draenei spaceship, so it might be that they're updating that area with the Draenei spaceship that we get.
Yeah, very possibly.
Cool. I mean, that just shows, in a sense, how much of how wide the scale could be. Like, maybe the Exodar becomes a key factor. I know it got absolutely wrecked, but maybe you can pimp my ship or something like that.
So another big thing. Once we get to Argus, something that I'm really happy about is Blizzard is saying that this patch is going to be way more narrative driven than patch 7.2, and the overall consensus from people who have already been testing the questing on the PTR is that it feels a lot like Warlords of Draenor's questing, which was probably the best part about that expansion. Probably the best questing I think the game's ever had was in Warlords of Draenor. So to see Blizzard going back to that style of narrative for this new content, instead of do one scenario and then world quests and that's it, I think that's really cool. I'm really happy to see Blizzard doing that.
Presumably you can't fly.
Right, you cannot fly.
In Argus. Do we have any idea of whether there'll be another Pathfinder experience there?
I don't. Most likely not, no.
Okay.
Essentially, the argument was that this is not friendly territory. Like, we're behind enemy lines, so it's a no-fly zone. So you just use your ship to teleport around instead.
I'm happy with that. I don't need flying. I've lived without it thus far.
Although, it would be kind of a bummer if you do finally end up getting flying, like the day before 7.3 goes live, and you just spend the rest of your time in Argus where you don't get to take advantage of that flying.
Then I will be flying out to BlizzCon without a ticket to have strong words.
Just you and a picket sign flying on Argus outside the convention center.
Who is that madman?
Other thing, there's going to be a new dungeon, a new 5-man dungeon, which is great to see, of course, called the Netherlight Crucible. One of the bosses in there being what looks to be a corrupted Naru, it's kind of like Muru in Sunwell, which was the most hated boss ever put in the game as far as difficulty. Let's hope that this new dungeon does not follow suit with the corrupted Naru. And let's hope it's a little, just Blizzard, please. I mean, I like difficulty, but just a little bit easier than Cathedral. Turn on the just for Mythic Plus keystones, please. Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry, when a dungeon is just too difficult that when your keystone goes to it, you say, well, I'm not doing my keystone this week. You know the dungeon's tuned too difficult.
Just better gear.
No, Britzza. No. It's not a level of gear.
Screw you, Britzza.
you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even have flying.
I don't know. I don't.
I'm just kidding, just messing with you.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at some of these character models. They are
amazing,
gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I like the Yeti one at the end. I don't know how they're going to bring that in, but that's pretty cool. And because I'm distracted now, on a side note, have you seen that new mount? The multi-headed...
The shackled Urzul?
Oh my god, what is that thing?
So, if you're not looking at the images right now, there is a new mount that it looks like it has just like 6 faces on the front of it, and that are just like bleeding fell blood out of their mouths, and it's so crazy looking, and I have to have it. I don't know how you get it, but I have to have it.
It's made from the souls of people who got flamed by Blizzard developers in the forums.
Does it dawn on you that they look surprisingly happy? Like, all 5 of those faces look remarkably happy for what twisted mass they are.
Who wouldn't be happy to have the mighty Lily, the slayer of Gul'dan, riding on their back? I mean, come on.
I guess so.
I guess they kind of look happy. But another thing Blizzard mentioned in their official blue post was something called Invasion Points, a new type of replayable content that let you fight Legion on multiple different worlds. Now, this definitely confused people. People are wondering, what does this mean? And then more data mined information, maybe more specifically to what these are, was released. I'm trying to actually find the specific names of what was data mined. Okay, yes. So tabbed under dungeon selections, of course, they had the wings of the raid, the new dungeon, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new things called rifts, 7.3 rifts, and they were just kind of coded in what people are theorizing to be like the type of zone that they take place in: blood, fire, frost, forest, ice, island, and marsh. So we really have no clarification as to what these rifts, these invasion points, whatever these may be. But also in the description, they say levels 110 to 255. Suggested rolls damage.
These could be tuned for anything, to be honest. You could have all sorts of number squishes happening.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is I know last time we talked about, you said, Gary, about how we'd like to go to new worlds and and take the fight to the Burning Legion elsewhere. And it seems they're giving us that story at least through this. So that's one thing. We're continuing the fight with the Burning Legion even after we presumably are finishing off Argus. But I think the other cool thing is this could be maybe some sort of side time walking experience, time walking but not going back in time, if that makes sense. In so much that maybe it's squished for certain.
My prediction is what this is at least lore wise, are these rifts are how the demons get from Argus to the places that they're invading. Now we have access to these portals, and we go to these places, other worlds that the Burning Legion's trying to invade, and we're stopping them from spreading out all over the galaxy. That's what I think this is. That's my theory as to what's happening here. But the real question for you guys, what do you think this is? Group content? Or is it solo content? No, personally, I would love to see it actually be soloable content. Just a scalable, harder and harder type rift from Diablo, essentially. Or maybe not even just like it has to be soloed, but can be soloed. Scaled to groups or for solo.
I would be good with that.
Well, we have Gary's approval. Blizzard, you can go ahead and implement it.
As long as it's not like the spec quest that you get in the Broken Shore, because they seem. I'm working on a couple of them now, and they seem insanely difficult. So.
Oh yes.
I know it's a gear
you
thing.
mean the Mage Tower?
The Mage Tower.
Yeah, the Mage Tower one. Yeah, and I'm having
those are incredibly hard.
Yeah,
I can't do it. It's
so
hard.
I'd be happy with solo content if it wasn't tuned like that.
Chromie is a good example of solo content that is tuned very well.
Yeah.
It does have its difficulty, but it's the difficulty in once you see how to beat it, then you can go back and beat it. It's like a roguelike, almost Dark Souls-y type gameplay, which I personally thought was really cool. And once you realize how to do it, you can do it faster and faster until you beat the time. And it wasn't a matter of gear because you were just automatically scaled. It's just a matter of you being able to figure out the problem and then solving it for yourself. I thought that was a great way of Blizzard introducing solo content that works and not just ridiculously hard like the Mage Tower stuff. And the Mage Tower content, I think, has its place. I don't think stuff like that shouldn't exist because that really does test your skills at your class, but it is also a very harsh gear requirement to get it done as well.
Well, I think the best part about that is like it was built to be hard, and it only gives cosmetic things. Like you have something to show off and say, "Hey, look at how good I am," and that's exactly the type of reward that you should receive for doing something like the Mage Tower.
Mm-hmm. Something like these rifts, if these are going to be something that maybe we are spending a lot of time in, then maybe, do you think they should be another gearing system aside from dungeons?
I would like to see them be a gearing system that's slightly below, like, Mythic Plus. Mm-hmm. Like, even if it's just, like, it caps out a little bit sooner than Mythic Plus. Say, maybe it caps out where Mythic Plus caps out now, because by the time 7.3 releases, that cap will raise. As just a way where... another option on how you can gear.
Which would be good for alts, because if you think about getting all of our alts now through Argus...
All 12 of them.
All 12 of them in your case, or like even just a handful for me. That there are people who are going to sit there and think, oh, now I've got to do another grind, another resource grind, another quest line, all that sort of stuff. And if these invasion points are a way for someone to take, right, I've got a fresh 110, and I just really want to get in a position where at least I can start working on mythic content or start getting a bit closer to being raid ready, then that I'd be cool with that, because they don't need to be end tier level stuff, to be honest. I think we've got enough of that, haven't we? With Mythic Plus and the new raid and everything like that. I don't think there's where would it fit in otherwise? What eye level or what would you give people?
I would give it, honestly, I would do it as like solo Mythic Plus, but your cap is lower because you don't have to coordinate a full team. So do what Mythic Plus caps out at 925 right now, right? 930.
Something like
930. 930.
So,
yeah.
And that's a 25 increase. So if new Mythic Plus at this time is capping out at 920 or 955.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Add 7.3, it would be 955. Then this should cap out at the 930.
Don't forget, in patch 7.3.5, our legendaries are going to be eye level 1000.
Yeah.
It's over 1000. That's going to probably get squished, I imagine, in the next expansion. Actually,
Item
no,
level?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need to be. Do you? No, that's a different discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a different discussion entirely. Okay. So off of the rifts, I mean, it's hard to say. We can sit here and tinfoil hat theorize what they're going to be. They could be a lot of different things.
Can we spend a moment tinfoil hatting about a character, because I really want to bring it up right now? Stumbled across it. So we already said that we stumbled across Tarley and Illyria.
Yes.
This is
where they've been the whole time.
Yeah. Have you guys looked at the Illyria skin, like model?
Yep.
Have you looked at the picture right after that?
Which one's that one? Sorry, is that on the? Oh, I think I've got it.
Oh, where is she?
It's image 47.
Jeez, is that Sylvanas?
Oh, what?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Sylvanas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull this image up for people watching the YouTube video, because this. Oh wait, no. Actually, the image itself is labeled. When I go to save it, it's labeled as Illyria.
Okay, so it is Illyria, not Sylvanas, but
it looks like Sylvanas.
Which makes sense. Yeah. They are sisters, right? But what's going on with this? Like,
what are
this is what we're talking about here, guys.
If we scroll,
it looks like Sylvanas, but it says Illyria Void, but. That could be codename too for people looking at it, like if they really don't want to give anything away. But looking picture to picture, Illyria and Sylvanas, it's exactly the same, just void.
Yeah. So how in the hell, or why in the hell, is Illyria suddenly the void, essentially? Like, or look like she's just, the void incarnate?
Well, there's a couple of pictures earlier, like I think about 4 or 5 along, where we see Broken and like similarly corrupted, although not quite fully. I mean, to me, it's almost like the Shah effect that we had on Garrosh. Again, I'm not suggesting the Shah are coming back or anything like that, but there's obviously some sort of corruption going on. Maybe it's a part of the raid.
Well,
yeah.
What if this is more of like we actually have our first bit of an encounter with the Void Lords themselves, like in one way or another, like Illyria gets somehow touched by a Void Lord, or sweet nothing's whispered in the ear by a Void Lord, something like that, and it turns her purple. Something to do with the Void Lords, essentially, is what I'm getting at here.
I mean, I think that's likely with the fact that we have the Dark Naru on here as well. The Broken that are void touched, I guess. Yeah. And then, the other question is this why they're redoing the ethereal skins? Because ethereals are all about the void.
What if everybody's dead wrong about the direction the next expansion's going in?
So there's a tentacle picture which, when you save it, comes up as Void Ethereal Boss Tentacle. So, and the one before it is called Void Ethereal Boss, which looks like a sort of Mathia look-alike cosplayer or something like that. So maybe that's just it. Maybe this leads up to the Void. So maybe that we beat the Burning Legion only to discover that actually they had a bigger threat or something like that. Who knows? That's really cool, though. That's really cool.
That was a good eye, Gary. I didn't notice. I didn't notice that looking through the first time. So,
yeah, right. Oh God, you can see Argus.
What?
What? Outside my window?
No. The model assumedly used in the raid.
Type. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that for? Where?
Image 61 of 67?
Yep, that is the World Soul Argus. He kind of looks like, almost like Rawden from Mists of Pandaria, in a way.
Oh,
now
wow.
the other one, the other ones, the other model, like of Agrimar, they look like keepers. They look like stone like figures. This looks like a Titan. I bet this guy is huge. I bet this is like a massive boss model.
Yeah. I would be kind of depressed if he was just like normal size. Like, the Lich King is like 3 times the size of a normal person, and he was just a normal dude before he became the Lich King. This is a Titan. Like, make me tickle his toe when I'm fighting him.
So I guess I have one more theory to throw out there, I guess, about all of this. And this one is really grasping at straws, but if it's right, it would be really interesting. What if Sargeras is also dead? What if Sargeras has been also dead for a long time? And it's been the Void Lords the entire time, even corrupting the Legion into thinking that it was Sargeras leading their attack.
So the voice we heard in the opening
was a Void Lord.
Was a Void Lord.
Just a theory.
Could be.
That's interesting.
I can't prove it's not. Yeah.
Because where is he? We're going to Argus, and there's, at least so far from the patch notes, from all the data mine information, there is nothing to do with Sargeras. And you think, like, either he's got to show up if he's around, right? Like, this is taking the fight to the Legion's homeworld. And that's my whole question, is where is he? Why are we not seeing him yet?
He's catching up on House of Cards.
There's got to be another raid after this, right? Like a small raid where you directly confront Sargeras,
right? Like my initial theory, yes. But I guess this could be an alternative to that. What if he's not around at all?
I mean, I guess it's not impossible, but it just feels so weird.
Listeners, let us know what you think. I mean, I don't know. I kind of just thought of this as we're talking about the Void Lords and stuff. I'm like, what if? Maybe.
Flipping that a little bit. So we see a lot of character models for the Titans.
Mm.
So I'm just wondering, how do you feel about the fact that we're finally... the Titans have always been so mystical in Warcraft lore.
Yeah.
We've never known much about them even up until this point. So how do you feel about the fact that we're... post-Legion, we're probably going to be somewhat more familiar with the Titans and what they're about and what their aim is. So do you think that's a good thing, or are you a bit nervous about that?
Absolutely, because I think it's great. I think I mentioned this quite a while ago when Chris Metzen retired, but I feel like this Legion expansion is just kind of like the pinnacle of Chris Metzen's writing and his storyline and everything that he did for Warcraft. This is the end of that. That's what the end of the Burning Legion, the end, or finally knowing the Titans. Like, this was all his storyline, and he got to have it for the last expansion that he was a part of. And then moving forward, we're going to be into entire new storylines that are being developed with the Void Lords, stuff like that. So it doesn't surprise me at all that we're finally meeting at the end of this era, if you will, of Warcraft, that we're finally meeting these gods, basically, to the Warcraft universe.
Yeah, I agree. Unless he snuck something in at the end, like secretly it was all about the Hosen, like I knew all along.
You have been calling for Hosen like since Mr. Pandaria.
What if the Hosen are secretly the Void Lords?
Okay in the doker.
And just Azeroth explodes.
Maybe. I think just to kind of summarize here, though, I mean, this is a massive amount of information, and it's why we had to do an entirely separate show on Saturday, just to talk about all this stuff. I mean, this is by far the biggest patch I've ever seen coming to World of Warcraft. That's not an expansion. We've got so much that it has yet to be revealed to us, and of course you can expect we are going to talk about it as soon as anything is revealed on the PTR as to what's coming in this patch.
Another thing we have to note on this patch, the new casting animations.
Yes.
Oh, right.
There's so many that look so good. There's a few that people aren't terribly happy with.
Resto Druids dancing to YMCA. Whatever. I'm not going to complain.
It looks glorious, though.
Yeah. Yeah, like the priest animations are amazing. I think Resto Shaman looks really good. Yeah. Really cool. Mage, obviously all the mage specs look fantastic.
Arcane Missiles finally looks good. Like, really good.
And this is all just, like quality improvement to the game that they've been doing slowly since Warlords of Draenor with the model updates, the character model updates. They've just been improving on that step by step with the melee animations, now the ranged animations. So this is just good quality of life improvements that we're still getting consistently from Blizzard. Looks fantastic.
Do you remember when Blizzard said that they weren't sure whether they were going to do Legion first or Warlords of Draenor? Can you imagine doing all this with Warlords? What an anticlimax that would have been. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, that was back when they were still theorizing the expansions being year-long expansions, right? So,
but I, in a sense, this expansion is surpassing so many expectations.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you take an expansion and further, just keep doing this, Blizzard. Keep doing this.
Yeah. Really.
And well done to them as well for doing what they said they were going to do, which was, as soon as a new patch comes out, the new one comes out in the PTR. They said that at BlizzCon and they've done it, which is brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. I still think Blizzard is going to have to withstand the test of time when they get to the final patch and start working towards that next expansion release date. That'll be truly the test for Blizzard. If they can get that timing well, then it'll be great. But yeah,
do you think they should be allowed? Sorry. Do you think they should be allowed longer times in between the last patch and the expansion than between patches?
I mean, I think that should be expected because right now we're at a 2-month cycle and between patches, and I would have 2 to 3 month cycle, and that would be absolutely ridiculous for Blizzard to release a brand new patch, a brand new content, and have an expansion coming out 3 months later. Like, I don't think any other players would really expect that of Blizzard. But we can't have a year. We cannot have a year.
You need a glory phase. You need to be able to sit down and say, I've got 6 characters, 2 are completely maxed out on the latest raid, and you should be able to sit on that for a couple of months, just looking over the stuff you've achieved in expansion before you have to do another one. Otherwise, I think people will just go nuts. Like, we'll all be looking like that new mount that's coming out. Just weird, mutated creatures.
I would say 6 months is probably the sweet spot.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I'd honestly kind of like to see them release like a mini raid in that point. Like,
right, like if they go with like the theory of like with fight Sargeras, like a Hellion type fight.
Yeah,
like it's just one. Yeah, absolutely, and that gives you time then because the pre-patch, of course, always comes out a month before the expansion, so you'd have new content in there just from a pre-patch alone.
Yeah.
And that, a lot of us WoW players, we suffer the problem of there's other games we want to play, but we're playing WoW all the time. So there's also the possibility of having time to play some other video games.
That would be nice. Yeah, I haven't been working for a week and still have barely touched anything that wasn't WoW.
I know.
And I feel like I'm behind still. I mean, not quite as bad, but I still feel like I'm behind, so...
We're always going to be behind, Gary. It's a perpetual thing. Yeah, this patch is going to be great. Stay tuned to Geeks of Azeroth. We will let you know as soon as we know anything about it. But it's time to move into the... oh no, I don't have the soundboard ready. Hold on, I'm stalling. I'm Joseph stalling. Whatever, we're going to do it without the soundboard this time. It's time for Blizzard 20 questions.
I have one if you don't.
I had one as well. Let's go ahead and let Gary do it.
Fight it out.
Let's go ahead and let Gary do it. So, go ahead, Gary. I'll clear out the notes for you.
This is going to be something from the new patch, isn't it? I need to study this stuff.
We'll have the Twitch chat. Just be paying attention to Twitch chat. Twitch chat can always help us out and doesn't count as a question. Because that's fair.
Because they need all the help they can get, is really what they're saying.
So Twitch chat, please pay attention to the game. We're going to need your help because I have a feeling this is going to be a tough game of 20 questions. All right, is this from Warcraft?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You've narrowed it down already.
Is this from Legion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this from patch 7.3?
I'll get the notes up.
Yes.
All right, let's see if we can get this.
There's only like a billion things it could be. Is this a zone? In
No.
7.3? Okay.
Is this a character?
No.
Is this that crazy looking mount thing?
It is the crazy looking mount thing.
Oh my god.
I think that was our best game yet of Blizzard 20 questions.
It's because why? How could it not be the crazy looking mount thing?
Right?
I could see the look on your face. What it is the anniversary special. We could do another round of Blizzard 20 questions. That one went really fast. And we could do mine as well.
Why don't I come up with one while we're doing it, and we'll do one each. If we don't, we'll see if we get through Tarley's one first.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll reset 20 questions. You guys, it's your turn. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Is it from Warcraft?
Yes.
Is it the crazy looking mount thing?
Is that a serious question?
No, but I bet it is. Is it from Legion?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, damn it. Why'd you have to make it hard?
Yeah, now we've got to think of things that aren't Legion. And if it's not from Legion, it's not important.
Yeah, right?
In fact, Blizzard just delete everything else from the game. No one needs to play anything else other than Argus.
It's not Decker Kane's staff. I'll just go ahead. It's not that.
Decker Kane's staff. Decker Kane's Kane. Is it from Wrath of the Lich King or pre? No, let's go Wrath of the Lich King or after.
No.
Ooh. It's an early one.
Okay, so if I just go ahead and say, was this in the game before the Burning Crusade?
Yes.
Oh.
I think so. I actually don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because you weren't playing then?
Yeah. I can't confirm. I think so, but I cannot confirm.
Is it a zone?
No.
Okay. Is it a character?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Is this a character we come across in Warcraft 3?
No.
Okay.
Does this character play a role in the 7... No, you can't answer that because we haven't played through the 7-3 storyline. Maybe you could.
Well, a lot of characters are referenced, so maybe...
To your knowledge, does this character play a part in the 7.3 storyline?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. I really thought this was going to be Illyria.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I was going. Or at least I was going to think like the Statue of Illyria or something like that.
Statue.
Original WoW, or probably in vanilla.
I think you missed one, Tarley, because we asked if it was before Burning Crusade.
I couldn't. You guys got a freebie there because I didn't know.
Couldn't confirm it. Ah, fair enough. That's very kind of you. To be honest, we need it. Is this character male?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. Is this character one of the playable races? I think I know where this is.
Technically, yes.
Oh.
What do you mean, technically, yes?
I don't. We'll say yes. We'll say yes.
Technically, yes. Which screams to me that it's a demon or something. Because, I mean, it technically, like, kill Jaden is...
That question may come back and bite me in the ass once you guys find the answer, but we'll find out.
Is it Rexar?
No.
Okay.
Oh, good go, though. Oh, but they're in Warcraft 3.
Oh, that's true. That was a bad guess.
That's
Fail.
Right.
Remember, Twitch chat can help you, and it will be free. So, guys in Twitch chat,
come on,
throw out some
Snow.
suggestions.
What are you doing over there?
So it's technically from one of the playable races. Okay.
Snow says, "Bite me."
So it's a male character from one of the maybe playable races that was in the game prior to Wrath and maybe even prior to Burning Crusade.
So I'm trying to think, like, have Titans ever like taken particular forms or what?
Oh, that's a decent guess, Dario.
What's Dario said?
Bolvar, Four Dragon.
But he's not technically human. He is human. Okay. Give it a go.
Is it Bolvar?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, at the very least, I think we've saved me coming up with the 20 question.
Right. What about Snow's? Is it a dwarf?
Actually, and yeah, I won't count because that was Dario's question. I won't count for you guys. I won't count the Bolvar question. No, it's not a dwarf either.
All right. Is it an elf?
No.
Hang on a sec. Is this one of... Do you think it's one of the Dragonflight? I think that's what I was thinking of when I thought about can they take human form. Is this one of the Dragonflight, Tarley?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Not an elf, not a dragon.
Not a dragon. What else takes... Go on.
Snow, they are on question 13.
Is there anything we're not asking from Warcraft?
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you know.
There is.
Is this character still alive?
No. You guys are gonna hate this one.
Is this character undead?
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
You're an ass.
I think. Technically. I'll say it's undead, but not a Forsaken.
Okay.
Is this character a boss?
Yes.
So I'm thinking Kel'Thuzad or
Kel'Thuzad would work.
What question are we on now? We're on 16. So I think it could be Kel'Thuzad. It could be
technically one of the playable races.
What is? Sorry, technically
Character.
one of.
Remember that was a question you asked earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, well-
it could be pretty much any of the Death Knights at this point. It's not an elf.
Omi Sagara just asked one of the key questions.
Thank you, Snow.
Yes, they are still in the game.
Ah, right. That's me being a complete dweeb and presuming not alive means not existing. Ah, okay. So
He's undead but not forsaken, still in the game. This has gotta be a Death Knight, right?
yeah, well, who's the main Death Knight? The one who
Mograine?
Mograine? Yeah, could it be Mograine?
It could definitely be Mograine. I
we
feel
have
like I've wasted a lot of guesses, though, so you should guess this time. Make me feel better about
Let's
myself.
go for it. So is it Mograine?
No.
Ah. Have we ever lost the
even
20
notice
questions? No, we haven't, have we?
No, we almost, or you guys almost
Yeah.
did, I guess.
I think we guessed it on the last question, didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose.
I wonder if is the Happy Store listening to this one, because I'd love to know if the Happy Store is getting this one right or not.
I have this feeling I'm gonna just yell at you over.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad about this. You're gonna be mad at yourselves for not thinking of this.
I feel like we need to ask whether this character appears in one of the Order Hall campaigns. And I want to say one of them because I don't want to say Death Knight and it's technically part of something else.
There's
that
a few
work?
questions that you could ask that would definitely help narrow it down.
Said he's not a boss, right?
No, he is a boss.
He is
He's
a boss.
Oh, I'm not thinking of that. That's the problem.
So it could be any of the four horsemen, then.
Could be Rivendare.
Still in the game.
Of course, yeah.
Oh.
Has been in at least since Burning Crusade, if not before. Come on, we gotta ask another question. And question 17.
Is this an undead boss from a vanilla raid?
No.
Okay.
18.
I don't know what this is.
Is this boss from a dungeon or a raid? Is this a boss from a dungeon?
Yes.
Okay.
So someone...
You guys are gonna be so pissed. Question 19. 2 questions to go.
How many bosses in... what dungeons could it possibly be? I'm trying to go through all the zones in my head.
No, it is not Dark Master Gandling. I don't even know what that is.
Dr. Gandling is the guy from Scholomance, I believe.
Oh, right, yep. It's not him. No, it's not Lillian Voss either.
Burning Crusade. What were the stuff there? What was the...
You guys are really gonna kick yourselves.
Oh, don't tell me.
I can't. I don't know the answer.
You have 2 questions left.
Is it Nazgrim?
No. You guys are not even close. Honestly, I think you're gonna lose this one because you are just so far from what the answer actually is. You're going to be so mad when you find out what it is. But question 20. Is this going to be the first defeat of Blizzard 20 questions? Twitch chat, you got any final guesses?
Oh, please, Twitch chat, save us. I haven't got a clue. I don't know who this could be. I don't actually have a...
Do you wave a white flag and surrender?
No, never. Never!
I will allow you to do is to ask one more question before making your final guess. And there is one thing that you guys, if you were to ask one clarifying question, it may save you. But you're just so far, and you should have asked the question so long ago.
SleepyGary?
I have no idea.
Who it is? I don't know who it is.
You guys give up?
Let's just take a wild punt at someone obscure. Who's an obscure character we can just guess at?
I'll let you both and Twitch chat have one final guess.
Is it Medivh?
No.
Oh, crap. I thought I had a great idea there. Nope. I got no idea then.
Last guess from you, Tom. Britzza.
I don't even know what my own name is anymore. I'm gonna take a punt and say... I don't know. Let's go with... sugar. My brain's trying to figure out an answer. I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Are you guys ready to know who you just lost the first game of Blizzard 20 Questions to?
Yeah.
It's the Headless Horseman.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Should have thought of that. Oh.
All right, it feels so good to have finally thought of one that stumped the fellow Geeks of Azeroth. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this Saturday episode of Geeks of Azeroth. Now, remember, tomorrow is going to be the 3-year anniversary special where we are going to be playing games with Twitch chat. We're going to have members of our guild on the show. We're going to be playing games with everybody with Twitch chat, and you have a chance to win $60 for Blizzard credit to spend on whatever you like. $60 of Hearthstone cards, up to Destiny 2, whatever you want. But you'll have to participate, and the competition will last throughout the week. So pay attention. Join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Geeks of Azeroth.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.